Okay, we're
Are we
live
gonna be able
again
to shoot
then.
anything in this game? Or are we just gonna be talking the entire game?
I'll give you offers of shooting. I'll probably soon give you offers of shooting people, but like,
It would be a terrible idea.
I think we're at a good point where the most of the rest of this party can be glossed over fairly well.
yeah, I'm essentially going to talk to you with the sheriff and the premature real quick.
Yeah, once I finish the book, I will
And I want to
try.
talk real quick, real shortly about what Daniel is doing with the other people.
Yeah,
My character is really just stopping by most of these little areas, introducing himself, talking for a little while, moving on to the next area. That's what's going on with mine.
Okay.
I just want to tell what the book meant to me to the Keeper of Elysium once I'm done, if he's willing to discuss it with me.
He'd probably be willing to discuss it with you. Okay. So, how do you proceed with the Primogen and Sheriff?
Oh, me?
Yes.
If you don't mind, I would like to see about how everyone is doing so far.
That did not sound creepy at all.
It's supposed to sound a little creepy, to be honest. Because he's not planning to stay here very long. He was just like, I'm just trying to introduce myself, get used to everyone in Elysium here.
We've been doing quite well. That Malkavian, however, was being very unusual.
Does he mean Malkavian-y?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to roll. I need to tell you directly by you rolling perception empathy.
Why does everyone always want to get a roll? It's pretty obvious most of the time, right?
Yes. Mostly just in case you didn't quite get it. Like,
Yes. He's been odd to try and talk to.
Well, I did nearly get my soul consumed last night, so...
I don't. Most people don't know about it due to the way you did it.
Sure, but the sheriff does.
He isn't speaking about that. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Did he bother
he's being
you?
nice about it.
If so,
He
I could
started
help handle that.
Well, he started being quite. He was very rude when it came to talking of this painting. He pointed painting over here. It was one of the the reason I hold up here is because it's one of the greatest failures of he says some artist's name, and it should be kept up as an example of what not to do.
Ooh, failure.
However, for whatever reason, the Malkavian, Mr. Ishmael, decided that
Oh my god, he knows my name! I'm so in, guys!
yes, exactly what he was thinking. Was very he knew nothing about it. So, and as almost as a personal insult to me, he said it was one of the greatest works of that man.
Okay. So he's a touchy bitch. Good to know. Stay away from this Elysium.
I see. I will apologize on his behalf for this. I can't say I
Don't forget,
myself
man.
really know too much about art. I know some of the greater artists like Da Vinci and such. I've seen some of their work, but I
Random
can't really proclaim to be one myself either.
random question: does him being a Malkavian, do they not take that into account because he's a Malkavian? They're expected to be stupid and
Oh
crazy.
no, they are expected to be stupid. The real issue here is actually that Chris has status, which is like
Oh,
very not much a thing for most Malkavians.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it wouldn't be so much of a problem if he didn't have status.
If he was just like on everyone else's level at like one status and then even just no status, this wouldn't be a thing at all.
Yeah.
But he's trying to say that he's getting status as well, and that means that he's more. People look at him more and more critically at the same time. That makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah. Like the higher
Yeah.
your status, the likelier people are going to look at you and say, what is he about? And if someone's
So-
crazy, they're probably not going to think very much of him.
And if they don't think very much of you, that's an oxymoron for having status. So that makes sense.
yes. They expect more from you, and when you fuck up, it's worse.
Yes.
To a degree. It just
Well.
affects his status, which, well, the problem is he cares about his status.
Hmm.
Which Malkavian shouldn't.
Most Malkavians do not.
They should, but they don't.
That's right.
According to communal society, anyway, at large.
Yep. Malkavians are actually supposedly just really good at influencing more than they are at, being high on the social stuff. They can go. There's like stories of them going up to a stock market, randomly putting investments. Suddenly that blows up. That kind of thing.
I wonder if that had to do with the Roaring Twenties exploding.
Possibly.
My sire had
Okay,
nothing to do with it. You can prove nothing.
But Malkavians are weird, but they generally do actually have good points. One of their good points is not generally being particularly socially accepted, basically. At least for most of them. There's differences. Which is why I was hopeful when Chris said he was going to be a sane Malkavian, and disappointed when it didn't happen. Alright, enough talking about the Malkavians.
Yes.
Sorry,
Well,
my bad.
we've also been talking. I've also been talking with the good sheriff over here.
I see.
He has been a bit worried about about the state of affairs, about the spirituality of certain kindred. Oh God, no, this is supposed to happen. It seems there may be rumors of some people doing things that they're not supposed to.
Oh?
Yes.
Is there
They both
an
look at
issue,
you.
Sheriff? Is there an issue going on, Sheriff?
This is, as a Setite, you know that it would probably them talking about Jakalors.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, I might be
Setites-
aware of it. I'm still asking the question.
No, it's nothing.
Nothing
Just that.
particular. Alright.
Nothing particular.
Well, I just wanted to see about making sure to introduce myself and everything to those here. I generally try and hang out around, the more social gatherings. It
Yes,
was
I-
nice meeting both of you. And maybe I could learn something a bit about art before to try and understand more about it. But as it is, sounds interesting, at least.
Personally, I prefer the literary arts over
Oh,
over paintings, but they are still close to my heart.
those I can probably get behind pretty good. There's some really good literature out there.
Yes.
You've read Shakespeare and such?
Yes. His works are not the best to read. They are a bit plebeian. Well, the plays are great.
All right then. Well, it was nice meeting you. You too, Sheriff. I'll just continue on and introduce myself to others.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, uh, also,
Actually, I did think of two things when the sheriff mentioned, religious stuff, and I was thinking, well, actually, now I just thought of a third one. It could be either the racial stuff going on, or it could be Gehenna cults, and now I just thought of, oh, he could be talking about Setites, too.
it's almost like he's suspicious of you guys doing something suspicious.
I know!
To your faith.
I mean, why would anyone think that?
It's not like your entire goddamn thing is that you're a Gehenna cult, essentially.
That's right!
Uh,
So I'll just mingle with the others as well.
yes.
I'm not so much making friends this time around as just introducing myself. I'm doing the etiquette stuff, basically.
Okay. You can roll for that. And Daniel, do you talk to these people? I want you to roll. Well, I don't want you. Well, if you want to talk to these people, you can roll for that. Charisma, empathy, or charisma etiquette.
Probably empathy.
Okay.
Difficulty is 6 or 7?
Difficulty 6.
All right.
Oh, and if it's all right, can I mention that one of the things that I particularly talk about is that I tend to be pretty good at, getting information of various types.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm totally legit, guys. I have my own spy ring. Trust me.
I'm working on that too. We'll see about getting that eventually.
Well, talk. So you make some pleasant conversation with with
Everyone that's in this room
Miss
over here,
Rose?
I'm not going to bother with the. I'm not going to bother the poor people reading.
Okay.
She looks
you
like
talk to
food,
Miss Rose
Jakalor.
and- Yeah. What?
She looks like food.
It's good. I talked to Miss Rose and Mr. Brooks.
Yep, looks like food.
No, that's Torador.
No, remember, everything looks like food to him. For some reason.
I'm talking to Demi. Or unless you're talking about Rose, which is Ramir, actually. You can find it in the folders. Well, they are the hounds of the... Yes. God damn it.
Demi, you're revealing your inadequacies.
They are, like, the
I'll
hounds are
explain
the,
it to him.
are the people...
You just continue
Yeah,
with
okay.
Daniel over there.
They mentioned that they've been doing some work for the sheriff. The sheriff has had a lot more work recently because some of the others got sent. Some of the other hounds got sent out of town for a mission, and they get to do all. The two that got sent out are the ones that get to do all the good stuff, so to speak.
Oh, hope they're not in too much danger.
About that, what are these guys? What would these guys' self-control be? With self-control, let's look at that. Okay. Let me roll this real quick. Oh, well, we've been Angie. This is Angie, but Miss Rose, Angie Rose. We've been doing some. Recently, we've been told the sheriff has had us look at some. Look for some cult. We've been doing some work recently. Nothing really important. Do you want to roll perception empathy? Do you need to roll perception empathy, or do you think you got it?
I guess I'll roll it
Like,
because I'll roll it. Difficulty 6.
yes.
Ooh.
You get the feeling that she was speaking out of the. She wasn't supposed to say that.
Yeah. I'll just play it off like I didn't notice.
Okay. Do you have it active?
I activate it whenever Daniel is talking to someone.
You see him talking to
Okay.
someone, considering you have to crane your neck backwards to see him talking to someone.
Did you just
I-
break your neck?
I mean, I assume I would be able to hear muffled voices, even without it on, because assumedly everyone is reading until they're not.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of silent here, so yes. Would you... It's kind of far away, but also it should be meters, not feet.
That is not my problem.
There, meters, there.
It's like a decent-sized library, reading room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of large. It's almost like they wanted people to have privacy.
I do have
This might
four.
actually be fairly hard for you to get the complete conversation.
Yeah, like you can activate it, your aspects, sure.
Mhm.
But you'll only be able to hear. Oops, you'll only be able to hear half of the thing.
So, should I like roll then to see how much I hear or what?
It would be a base difficulty 8, so difficulty 4. It's more. Did you okay?
I hear
You
the
hear-
voice of God. I claw at my own eyes.
Your ears, actually. You're calling at your ears if you hear something. Well, unless you want to claw at your eyes for whatever reason. Anyway. You
Okay,
hear
so-
them saying this. Well, some of it anyway. Specifically,
Alright.
you hear that that they were investigating a cult, but she quickly switched away from that.
They were doing it, not the other two who were out of town.
They were doing it.
This
yes.
is what I. Okay.
She did not mention what the other guys out of town were doing.
Okay.
It's almost like I'm trying to share information with you guys.
Dun dun dun.
It's alright, Demi.
Um,
It's social stuff. You're not
do
needed
you
right
look
now.
at this book? By the way, do you look at the book they're reading?
I'll take a peek because we're all near each other and probably looking at the books we're reading.
Yes, you think it would be expected. The book
Yes.
are there. Only just real quick.
I have been in many libraries. I can verify that taking a glance at other people's books is 100% something you do all the time.
So rude.
She seems to be reading some kind of. Do you have a quote?
No, I don't.
It's some kind of weird text. You're not quite sure what it says.
Heebie-jeebie stuff.
Actually,
It's
you do
clearly
have a
one
quote.
of those Lovecraft
Oh.
works. Look, the illustrations are practically the
I
same.
forgot.
You actually do
forgot.
have a quote. Yes, you can
Yes,
roll
I do.
your dice at 7.
Intelligence occult?
Yes,
Probably,
intelligence quote.
Well, wish me luck. Ooh.
You think it's one of the? You think it has may have had something to do with the thing, with Kane and
The
stuff?
thing she mentioned. Okay.
It might have done something to do with Kane. There are
Maybe.
mentions of antediluvians as well, but you don't know what that is.
I don't know what antediluvians are.
No,
Not really.
Okay.
we are well behind the point where those were ever revealed to the modern day.
Well, yeah. Or well, and well before the point too.
Well, my sire said that my great-grandsire met one at some point, so...
You better hope he's a liar.
A great-grandsire, that would be 3 generations back, so that would be a 5th gen, I think. Going back from me, so
There's no
probably
point-
could have at some point.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he was still lying.
Wow,
Possibly.
5th gen Malkavian never met an antediluvian? What a scrub. Should have snuck
Well,
in to
to
take
be
a
fair-
peek.
The only ones that were kind of expected to really meet any antediluvians would be some of the Methuselahs.
Well, they would
because,
have
you
had
know.
to, but 5th gen is a Methuselah, technically.
Not always.
Well, not
5th gen's
always,
iffy.
but...
Like, 5th gen could be a Methuselah, but it's not like if he was 4th gen, he would be totally a Meth one. Because reasons, obviously.
Welcome
5th
back.
gen, him.
Alright, anything left over around here? I suppose I
Well-
should make a roll for etiquette or something for talking to the rest
You
of
should
these.
make a roll for etiquette. And there isn't much conversation going on between you and the guys over here. Real quick.
I'll go with the manipulation etiquette, just because I feel like my character isn't so much, trying to do I am great or anything. He's trying to get to know the other people, basically. That's alright.
Yes, that's fine. I need to check some dice pools real quick. Scouts.
And if persuasive counts, I got 3. That's not bad.
Yes, persuasive counts. Yeah, you get to know them all. I'm done.
Demi, your vocabulary is like 3 times as broad. You don't know what any of the new words mean, but you have a lot of them.
I think 5 would be more accurate, Chris.
I know how to say this big word. Oh, really? What does it mean?
And then you pronounce it wrong, too.
Yep.
Jakalor, can I roll intelligence, what was it, 8? To teach him how, like, what difficulty would I need to roll intelligence at to teach him, like, how to properly pronounce, say, 3 words and their meaning? Just 3 random
7.
words. Doesn't matter which ones, as long as they're ones he didn't know.
7. I increased the difficulty by +2 due to would probably have been 5 if you knew had academics.
Okay, there are your 3 words. You've learned.
Congratulations, Demi. You've learned 3 more words.
I just put my book aside for like 5 minutes and explain him what the chapter is about.
Vocabulary, for example. You've learned the word vocabulary.
You have now learned what vanity means.
I'd like to think that with 3 successes, since it's a complete success, you actually know how to use them. Hopefully.
Yes, he does.
Am I finished with my book at this point?
I'd say so.
Yeah, then I'm gonna get up, take the book, and go thank the Keeper of Elysium for recommending it to me.
Ooh.
So you start talking about, biblia polls and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. It is always good to tell other people, to let other people share in literature.
Can I then just sort of casually try to drag him into a conversation about the parts I like best and what they meant to me?
Sure.
Like with charisma empathy, for example? Does that work?
Yes. You can.
Don't fuck me now! What do I
You
have?
got good!
Wait, what do I have in charisma? This could be really good. Smooth talker. Does that apply? I'm not sure. Does it apply?
Doesn't sound quite right for what you're doing, to be honest. But if he says it's
I
good,
don't think so. I don't think so.
And then, when it turned out it was all a scam... My god. I swear, my heart almost started beating again. That was such a twist.
what did you just say?
If you're going to, well, he seems appreciative. He seems happy that he seems to appreciate that you learned something. That you learned something.
Okay, let's at least here quit while we're ahead. I'm just gonna politely thank him again, put the book back, and just...
Is this Auspex still active?
No, I don't think so. I think
He's
Daniel
talking
at this
with
point was done talking, so...
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I do
pretty
believe it might have been still talking a little bit.
I'll
Well, I
turn
don't
it
know what
on.
else to ask.
Like, I would turn it back on after finishing talking to this guy, but I wouldn't have it on while I was having the super important conversation.
Yes. Okay. That's what I was worried about. That's not really what I was worried about. Roll at. What is your aspects?
4. I have lots of aspects.
Roll at 8. This is including your aspects: perception, alertness.
Oh, good. We're about to get fucked.
No.
Oh,
Does attentive help?
No, you think the bookshelf might. You think there might be this bookshelf isn't really bookshelfy.
Fuck, guys, I found a mimic.
Yes, exactly.
I love the reference. Good job.
Can I try and get a glimpse at the books they're reading as I go past?
Yes, you can. In fact. Well, if you're going to go by the table to talk to Daniel, you totally see the books they're reading.
Yeah, I would go and tell him that I think I'm about done here and just ask him what he wants to do next.
Okay. Do you casually look at the books they're reading?
Just like throw a glance in that general direction. Just,
Well,
essentially
roll-
just like
well,
nod at the other two, like, hello, hello. So, Daniel, you know?
this might be important, so let's look at things. You actually have a cult.
I have plenty of occult, yes.
It's kind of based on his Eyes of Chaos, remember?
I know. You don't. What did I have him roll? 8?
You had him roll, I think it was at 7?
7.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Your specialty does not apply here, by the way.
So it's not infernal, good to know. Guys, we dodged the bullet there.
You might roll at 6. You might roll at 6. Into cult.
Okay.
That book is about people thinking. That book is a book about some kind of antediluvians and how to and what people the belief within the community is about them.
So essentially it's like a book about Gehenna cults. Or antediluvian
Yes.
worshippers, that kind of crap.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
All the
at some
while
point you will
proclaiming that
find out.
no, antediluvians do not exist.
But if they did exist, you should run really far away. And this is how you recognize that they have started to exist very, very rapidly and sharply.
The humans don't exist, but there are some people that believe in that they exist, and these people can do very stupid things, and that they sometimes go and this is how they usually appeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's reading something similar, and Hugo is reading something similar.
Okay. Okay, we need a scapegoat. I volunteer the Ravnos. As much as I would like to get rid of the Setite, he's actually not the least useful. So
Yeah,
Daniel, do you want to check out the other party before we finish the night? Thought we could
I
head
guess
over
we can
there
do
for
that.
an hour or so.
See what's
actually,
happening for the
I
neonate.
forgot I need to remove a certain person from here. Yeah, he wouldn't actually be here anymore. He'd have left like an hour ago.
So, yeah. And Daniel was his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daniel. That's my real name and my fake name.
Good to know. All right. So the whole information and everything, I mentioned that while you were there too. So
Mhm.
that is something you are aware of.
Yes. I gathered some information mostly because someone effed up. Failure!
I know where everyone sleeps. Guys, we're almost ready. We just need to eliminate the prince and the city is ours.
You know where some of the vampires' havens are, and probably most of them just the ones that are visiting Elysium. Good luck.
No, you don't understand. We tell them that we know about everyone, and then we make a few examples to prove that we know about everyone. See, you're not thinking big enough. You're not thinking like a proper con man. See, you're thinking about making the threat real. It doesn't matter, they need to think it's real.
When you
Wait,
go and start torching their havens that are their second or third havens for quite a few of the ones with a driver.
that's details. That doesn't matter all that much. We can work that out after we do the torching. One problem at a time, okay? We need to take this in sequence or we'll never pull off this coup.
No, we need to think about the bigger picture. I think we're pretty much done with the Elysium for now, though. I could
Yes.
make a roll to see if I overhear anything particularly juicy, if you want.
Like, sure.
Quick, overhear something. I don't really care what dice you want me to roll because all my perception, most of my perception plus something is 8. So whatever. Base difficulty.
8, 7, 7, 7.
7. How much does my Auspex discount it?
What do you have for aspects?
3.
3? Yes. Soldiers, warriors don't read books. Do you mean warriors don't read books, Demi? Yeah, okay. Goddamn stability events. You'll be decreasing that by 1.
Okay.
Do.
Thing. I do have insightful.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that counts or not. Depends what it is.
You know you managed to overhear. Let's see. I need to go. Let's move you guys over here. Yay. There. You managed to overhear this this quite good-looking guy speaking to the librarian, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Tremere librarian. And
Cool.
yes, he mentioned that someone had gone and taken one of the rituals they had. And that if the Primogen would be so kind as to go and find a way to look for it.
Wasn't me.
Who's the one guy who's talking to the librarian?
He looks completely he looks quite exceptional, but you haven't seen him before.
Seen him before. All right.
He just said that he was one of the Primogen. That the librarian just called him one of the Primogen.
Oh, we met all the Primogen, didn't we?
And he just asked them to look for if they could he could find a way to go and look for this ritual.
No, that's a
In
great
hushed
quest.
tones.
There's a ritual somewhere in this city of several million. Good luck.
Good to know.
Nah.
And I did talk to them eventually. I'll pretend not to know if I heard this before their talk. Pretend not to have overheard anything.
Yeah, it would have been before you'd have been talking about it before, yeah. But look, do you have politics? Yes, you do have politics.
Mm-hmm.
Roll with politics.
Sure. Can't say that's my greatest stat, but I at least get to roll.
Yeah, that's totally the Nosferatu Primogen. You would save that.
I don't mention I know he's the Nosferatu Primogen or anything. That would mean I overheard something to indicate that.
Well, it's more like you probably know because the Nosferatu Primogen tends to show up here with obfuscate on Acto.
Sweet. Alright.
So yeah, it's more of saying that you actually are able to know that the guy might give you bonus points with him.
Yay! When I go over and, start talking and all that, just going, yeah, it's nice to see you again, Josh.
You might want to... who's Josh?
Isn't that the Nosferatu Primogen?
No, he's John Lance.
John. Nice to meet. I thought it was Josh. My bad.
You might want to
Just
call
remember
him
the
Mr.
name.
Lance.
Nice to meet you again, Mr. Lance. Yeah, I
I'll
just went
just
through introductions and everything. Nice to see you guys,
etc.
etc., etc. Already went through all that. We're good from Elysium.
Well, token there. So, you guys withdraw from this Elysium.
Yep. And I will do that one thing, just if that's possible with him, because he's an important person. Da.
You want to do it librarian as well, or do you want to not? Or not?
I'd rather keep that kind of thing for more important-ish kind of deals.
Okay.
So I don't want to
You don't have
overload everything, you know.
You don't want to overdo it.
That's
Bit
right.
of tank. Yes. I'll tell you. Okay. So we're going to the. Where are you going next?
Well,
Where do we go, people?
I guess we could see what the other Elysium's up to.
You
We've
have
spent
you
a
have heard
long
what they're
time
saying.
in that Elysium.
Yes, it's like starting to be. Well, I think that's starting to be like the end of the night now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
A few
August.
hours.
The nights aren't that short. I think we've been here, what, like 4, 5 in total?
I think it's like more like 6 hours.
We've been closer to almost 6 hours in there.
Yeah. You guys spent 2 hours just loitering, supposedly. Then another like 3-4 hours talking
Yeah.
and reading books.
It's been a while.
Well, there should still be a couple of hours left in the night, though.
There's
Oh
like
no, couple hours left, yeah. That's not
There's
really what we were saying.
1 hour
It's
left
been a
in the
long
night.
time.
And you guys are on the other side of town from the Elysium, the Bruja Elysium. You guys are over here currently.
Ah, yes.
Kind of a big deal.
Okay, so I've heard... Yeah, I'll just ask them to actually drop me off at our place. I want to use the rest of the night to use Eyes of Chaos on everything I've heard about the mission the Hounds are on, to see if I can come up with like a one-liner that will give them just a hint in the right direction, make me look good.
Well, I was actually going to talk about that particular thing with everyone else real quick. About how I heard apparently the sheriff is looking into something with Gehenna cults.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Actually, specifically, I'm going specifically like. Are you talking about the guys that went out of town or the guys who are still in town?
Me? I'm talking about the guys
Well,
that are in town.
Well, you wouldn't know since you didn't hear that. You just heard that part where.
I was the one who heard it.
Yes, he was the one who heard the part.
I
where-
got like 6
So I'll
successes on
mention that.
perception alertness for that, though.
Yes, but you only heard half the conversation because of the muffledness of the huge distance. You only
The
acted
place
like
was
a-
built with the, superhuman senses kind of in mind,
Yeah.
I think.
So you like, like the reason you were able to actually notice that they were having a conversation there was because you were actually paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have heard it otherwise. So yeah, that's why
I can still
that's-
figure out that they're the ones on the mission, though, because they were clearly researching up on it anyway.
Yes, you can take that those two are definitely doing research on Gehenna cults. You just don't know about the people who are out of town.
Yeah, well, fuck those guys anyway. I
It's
don't give-
certainly not going to matter ever.
So yeah, I just talked with, Daniel particularly, yeah, I overheard the Primogen talking to the sheriff. Not really overheard. They just mentioned that they were looking into Gehenna cults around the town.
Then I'll mention the thing that I heard from that the sheriff's hire people are out of town,
They're
and then
not
that
hired
these
people, they're actual loyal people that have chatted.
no, I meant his two higher in ranking
Ow.
people are out doing higher in ranking, are out
No,
doing business.
They're all essentially at the same rank.
Hounds
Oh,
don't really
okay.
have
I thought-
ranks.
Yeah, they don't have rank between them.
Okay, my bad. I assumed that he would have sent the better ones when he.
Maybe
you
the
said
better
ones
fighters
that are
or better
yeah, the
informants.
ones- what you
Okay.
understood was that the people who do all the exciting stuff rather than searching or just research and shit.
Yeah, they're out of town, and these people are. The chick blurted something out accidentally.
What? Well,
That was the Gehenna cult stuff. They weren't supposed to mention that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mentioned. That they're
Okay.
looking into that, and
they're
then
looking
our
into some. You wouldn't know it's a Gehenna cult. You just know that they're looking into some cult or something.
yeah, and then that's when he noticed. He puts
Well,
it
she-
together. Dun, dun, dun.
That's when
Well,
we
I
can
meant-
put it together. That's why we're talking
Exactly.
about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just tell them that they were reading about antediluvians and people who actually take that shit seriously.
Okay. Is there, by the way, we're probably in really close proximity right now. Anything going on that end? It's
For
good
what?
to know how successful this experiment was, you know?
Wait, who do you mean? Me or?
He's talking about this fucking blood.
Oh yeah, the blood thing. Yes. Do you have your aspects active, or did you have your aspects active when you met outside?
I would have probably turned it off once there was nothing else to overhear. I just, like I've done previously, I just turn it on when there's something I'm trying to overhear or trying to sense. I don't keep it on the
Okay.
whole time unless there's reason for it.
Well, you feel something. You feel that you should. You have feeling for it, but you don't have any pangs of craving.
Can I... I've been noticing this like waxing and waning for a while now. Can I roll something to, like perception awareness perhaps, to try and figure out that it's based on how strongly I'm sensing his presence?
Yes. Actually,
So-
more like a cult.
Yeah, perception
Okay.
occult?
Yes.
At what difficulty?
7. Considering you have pretty good occult anyway.
I have
Yeah,
attentive, so...
it's about him being close. It's about him being close, and probably is something quite supernatural about it, rather than just physical.
Okay, so never use Eyes of Chaos on him. Got it.
Option. And don't activate. You should probably not activate aspects either.
Well, I did have it... When did I have it activated in there? I mean, he was, I
Like-
think, in the same room, but I never used it on him.
Yes, and you weren't close. I don't think you were close enough.
We weren't
And you
close
were
until just
paying-
for a moment when we passed by each other while you were going for the books, actually.
Yeah.
You went around the room.
Okay, that...
Trust me, I was paying attention.
Like you weren't rolling at the time, so I didn't give you any plus. I didn't give you plus the difficulty. So
Okay, so the way this ends up working is that normal stuff I'm semi-okay on, but if I try to use supernatural forms of sensing near him, I get screwed. I can work with
Basically.
that. I can work with that. This reduced it to manageable levels. That will do. Okay. Damn it, I was gonna have you stand around and try to take various poses as I tried to use Eyes of Chaos, but I can't do that now. Well...
There's always the option of just, accepting being bloodbound.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Assuming that, anyway.
Honestly...
Can we take a break here? Like, you guys can talk.
yeah,
I'll be right
yeah.
back.
But honestly, Ismail has been screwed by the man as part of his backstory. I think he might genuinely prefer to risk final death than allow that to happen. Because you're starting to look like the man, based on how you're doing things.